Saseni mkofiti manze nimewa manze nimewa miss. Hey. The last few months conversations zimekuwa yani hivi. We've been having very very nice discussions, like na feel kind of very mature. Yani na feel the guests have been amazing, the topics have been very enlightening, like una feel we enyewe Cele hata feedback yenu by then naiona Cele manzi tuna learn, and I am happy because I'm also learning. I'm part of the journey. Ukilearn pia mimi nimelearn, set I know everything. So today I am with a guest mwenye nilikuwa kwa channel yake like a year plus or 2, actually 2 years. Yeah, I think 1 or something. It was during COVID. Yeah, so today it is Kathy on my show. Karibu sana Kathy.
Asante nashukuru, it is my honor to be here.
Please ebu wapatie jina yako ya brand yako. What is the name?
Oh, Catherine Njugush. It's true, that's her name.
But like what
Fashionable stepmom.
Yeah, yeah. Fashionable stepmom. Like she's very fashionable, as you can see. She is very very fashionable.
I try.
Thank you so much, Kathy, for coming.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure. Nimengoja. Nako busy sana.
Kathy is nowhere to be found, Vana.
That's right.
But yeah, I'm glad she's finally here. So maybe Kathy, kidogo tu ya what you do, like a brief intro about Fashionable Stepmom.
Okay. Fashionable Stepmom, as you've heard, I find it very hard to call myself a content creator. Slowly by slowly naanza ku accept.
You are a content creator.
Musinite influencer but pia simba. So I'm an image consultant. I do image consulting for my client, especially women. I work on their image, especially their wardrobe, and also I create content around family, fashion, lifestyle. That's basically it. And I've been a mother and a wife, I think, for 15 years now.
Nice. Wow, Celes, she's a wife, guy, and a mother. You look so good.
Thank you.
I am happy to have you on my show.
Thank you very much.
The last time we were on your channel, tulikuwa na discussion ingine. Guys, if you haven't watched it, it was about motherhood, marriage, and something else. It was really like your conversation.
And it's one of my best performing videos so far. I think it was so relatable. And
it was the first time I think Linda interview took a speak out. Unajua ile ya hauogopi? Because it's my story at the end of the day.
You own it.
Yeah. It is my experience. Now we all have different experiences.
Even though we'll have similarities in terms of the journey, but it's personal.
Yeah. So that conversation was, it's something that imefanya nikuje leo tuendelee. Not to continue on where we left, but part of a few pointers nilitoa kwa hiyo conversation from the comments we were having. I am so happy mama wengi, like most women, wali agree, because we are talking of some hard truths, like ile yenye uwezi taka ku accept mbele watu, but iko.
And you go through it, and sometimes it's you don't want to accept, but there's no environment. You don't feel safe to share.
So that being said, today I was feeling like we touched a few on marriage, but now there's something that came up hivyo niliona ni kama our husbands, let me say mine, kuna kuangana ka ego kako na wanaume, which to some point me I'm okay. Like nafurahia ukiwa na ka ego. Well, kasiniumize.
Kata kuumiza once in a while.
Well,
but 70-80%.
Katani. Kuna kumbuka tukisema story ya he won't buy himself a shirt. But he needs a shirt. Juu anang'ang'ana ku cater for the family. Like heri walaya avae viatu, and that's why our dads, actually last week we were talking about fathers, and I'm happy you're talking about husbands today, because heri your dad angevaa kiatu ishe na side moja ishe, but hautakosa school fees. So yeye anang'ang'ana kabisa, hii ni jukumu langu, familia
yake
ikule, ilale, iendelee vizuri, mimi kiatu nitavaa. Our dads didn't have 2 pairs of shoes. Ama babako alikuwa na viatu mingi?
Wangu alikuwa na mingi.
Aya.
Because he loved looking nice.
Oh.
And he loved dressing up. Like that's where I got it from him. But I get what you mean. Priorities. They knew how to sacrifice. Mtaka kwako kanyumba, utaenda hiyo shule mpaka ile siku ataweza kuafford. Utakula ile mkona na usijaribu kwenda kwa neighbor. You remember? Ukienda kwa neighbor kuofa chakula utachapwa.
Na unasema uko chakula yao inakuanga tamu. Ati kuliko yenu. Nika hiyo ego yake iko like. Karaha kula hii.
Uweze enda kulala kwa watu.
Yeah, but now hapo kwa priorities, because now we have started with husbands. How would you feel if you got married to, maybe, I don't know how Mike is, I don't know, but ungejipata wewe kade your husband hana priorities? Well, si ati hana, zake ni tofauti. Like, I expect akuweka baba yangu. They say most times you marry your dad. Most of the times.
No, yes.
Yeah, most of the times. My dad is a mkulima. Like right now, yeye ni mkulima full time. I can say Kimani, kidogo hapo ni my dad. Mkulima. So, because of that, na feel, well, priorities zake ningeulizwa. I think nikiona wabeshi zangu nisema nataka boy anashinanga tukienda. But deep down I love those priorities za kulima bana.
But you share values in terms of his responsibility as a husband, as a dad. You share priorities, and that's very important. His priorities take care of his family. His priority is to be organized financially, socially. He's the one who takes care of his family. He grew up with that responsibility. He carries it. He wants you to understand the responsibility he carries. Because you're not only coming to marry him as him. He comes as
society, a community.
Yeah.
But what will you do if you had different priorities? Like now for you in your case, how is it? Priorities zenu zo collide?
They do. Our priorities, I think that's one thing that has kept us together. It's our priorities and our values. So we share priorities. So akiniambia hatuwezi fanya hivi because hakuna kufura. Kagari utakaendesha?
Na wewe unaona kusema kweli. Hata kama sitaki hiyo priority, it makes sense at the end of the day.
It does make sense because at the end of the day, the larger part of marriage is not just romance and love. Those are the priorities. Our priorities. I want to have a family. I want to take care of my family. I want them to live this kind of life, go to this kind of schools, have a social circle. This is the ecosystem. Priorities, actually, in terms of priorities and values, is what keeps you together.
That reminds me, umesema story ya kagari. We moved in our house, tuliingianga hao yetu kama ina floor. Like tuliingianga hao yetu, na nile I didn't see it coming, but when Kimani said, by the way unajua nini?
Achakulipa rent.
Na tunahama, na tutaingia hiyo hao venye iko. At first I was like, ataongea. Sidhani
ako serious.
Sidhani ako serious. Tunaingia hiyo nyumba. Haina milango za rooms, haina floor, haina iko tu na plaster.
Hakuna kitu itakuwa na vumbi kwa hiyo nyumba.
Mimi nilikraka aje miguu wewe simiti. Unacheza simiti. So, when he said we are moving in, sikuwa na ubaya juu nime grow up tumemove kwetu nyumba ijaisha. But right now I sit and see
alikuwa na vision.
Just nilikuwa naambia kama hatungeingia hii nyumba ile time
ingefanyika. Juu kila siku kwa hapo unaamka hata yeye anaumia na hiyo vumbi, hata yeye mguu vile yangu inapasuka pia yake inapasuka, aenda kutafuta. So now you can redirect the money. Every day anaamka anaiona. Hakuna siku pesa inatosha. You need to have someone with a vision. You need to share vision and priorities.
But vision, ushaipata mzee anakuambia vision nyingine unaona guy mimi sioni.
I always say I think you hujua kunipanga. You see, he can't tell me outright. So he knows how to do it in a roundabout way. Because he knows akiniambia ndakataa. But slowly najipata.
Kaiju, let me tell you, it was not easy. Living a nice house.
Ile maisha.
Imagine, kwenda kuishi. Kwanza utaki kuona sense. at that point, but there's a lot of sense.
Hata furniture ni like months.
What's a month of my years yangu iko na years.
Interior ni nini na tuja plaster nyumba. Okay, on that note unanikumbusha kukaa kwa nyumba miezi bila hata kiti. It's not a priority. Have we plastered the walls?
Ulika kwa nyumba bila kiti? Haukai mtu alika kwa nyumba bila kiti.
Sasa hiyo ndio shida ukai. Sisi tulifundishwa sisi na wazazi wetu na mama tu baby shida kwa
uso.
Yes, and also you see you understand the priorities. Hata wewe kwa hiyo nyumba mnafanya hesabu pamoja. Unaona watoto. Si utaua kijana wa mtu. Utamaliza.
Sasa wewe huyo ni Kathy. That is you. Wewe umemhurumia. Kuna mwingine mwenye see he's supposed to provide. See he's a husband.
Balance. Tena mtu wako atakufa kitafuta ubaki bila mtu.
You choose a struggle.
You say balance. Tena utamumaliza alafu ubaki bila mtu. Sasa nani atatafuta basi?
Basi sasa hapo ndo tunasemanga. I think wisdom plays a part because mimi right now nakanga hivi najiuliza siaminingi. Si ati ilikuwa nyumba mbaya, but siaminingi niliingia nyumba haina. Ilikuwa kiekelea chai. Hiyo meza inaweza magika. Huyo mgeni ni ashike. Juu mawe pale chini haiko flat.
Housewarming ana hakuna plaster.
Housewarming hata
ana tu wavulana wake wanachinja mbuzi amefurahi at least ameka 4 walls.
Yeah.
So you see at the end of the day sharing priorities is important because sometimes you don't see the vision. But because you know deep down he comes from a good place and you understand his values and priorities, then
at the end of the day you appreciate those humble juu mse uliona yenyewe cause kama sio hivyo yenyewe kuna mahali tungeumia, tungekosana mahali pengine. Which I feel for if you're unlucky you get someone without priorities, hapo hivyo ndo kuna a lot of hiccups. Because kama wewe as a woman expect mzee aniambie hapana, juu next week kuna hii na hii mwaka tusifanye hii. But unajua kuna msee utapata hata ikuambia hivyo Kathy. Sasa huyo msee unajua uko wapi wewe kama dem?
Sini anani guide.
So kama hiyo guidance hakuna.
Tawezekana.
Yeah, exactly. And that is the other thing because when now especially for you, your marriage is out there. Hawajui hiyo story yenye umesema, hawajui hiyo story ya maybe kuna wale mafans wanajua wamesikia from you, but they expect you to live in a certain way because we see you out there. Mama tugi tunakuonanga huko nje. Uko sawa, mzee wako wako sawa. Kwani pia nyinyi mnakuanga na tushida like such things, you know? They don't think that acha for lack of hatukangi watu wa kawaida. Tunakanga nikaa na that's why unapatanga msee akicompare. I want to be like Kathy and the husband. Anaambia mzee wake unajua leo Kathy yako wapi?
Watu wanafaa waelewe wewe ni binadamu, wewe si cartoon. Wewe si character, you're hujachorwa, you're not
mannequin.
Wewe si mannequin. For anyone who comes and expects a perfect life, then truly you have a very long way to go. Everyone is living their real lives. So where then do you expect me to be any different?
Na comparing.
And comparing. Every relationship is different. It's personal. When do unajua mtu wako? When do unajua ile kiatu umevaa?
Kwenye inakufinya.
And you see you didn't come, no one enters marriage wanting it not to work. Yeah. So at the end of the day, me, I know what I've sacrificed.
And you have to sacrifice.
Yes, so you know what value you bring to the table, what it is worth for you.
But now, to add to maybe ask that, there's someone with very nice priorities hapo nyuma, but the wife follow you. Because now you see we are different. Me niligive in nikasema okay wacha tuingie tu. Kuna mse angekataa. Like we hama mimi hami.
Okay, sasa.
No, maybe mseka huyo unaweza mwambia nini? Because you see at the end of the day this person has your best interest at heart. Mmeoana msaidiane. Hamjaoana mkuje kupigana.
Lakini pali wewe unataka ende tafute. Anaenda utafute basi. You see at the end of the day you have to be realistic.
True.
Okay, unamwambia ende uko pali unataka ende pali wanaongea wanaendaga. maybe wanaenda nagonga mti na anguka ni wapi. At the end of the day, especially if you have an honest man who comes and tell you even ndio kuko,
this is what we have.
So kataa kuhama, wewe vile utavanda kwa hapo katikati na kitanda yako, mwisho wa mwezi utajua kile utalipa landlord. Sisi tumeenda, itabidi ufunganye uende na bahari. Because sorry, you know she's laughing. I'm saying from experience.
At is out of experience.
Yes.
Wewe ulifunganya ukaacha.
Ukikataa kitu unasema ni sawa. You become unreasonable. Okay, sawa. Sasa basi pia wewe pali unataka nitafute,
enda ulete.
Wewe enda pia utafute.
Jumi sina,
but it's because also he was mature than me. He could see when sometimes and being a little about of experience. Nakata. Sema hakuna shida, kitanda yako tutaiacha tu hapo na nguo zako.
Do you feel like hiyo ni nini poa sana?
It made me really grow up, accept reality, because you're the same one. Haya, leo nataka gari, kesho nataka nyumba, kesho nataka mtoto wako aende play school. Okay.
Kai, come on.
You even call yourself for a meeting. And ni wapi huko anaenda kutoa?
Ama ni wapi ziko sumwambia?
Hata wewe uende utoe umlete pia. Tukuje, because he's not bringing it for himself. It's for the family.
For us.
Especially someone honest and who's trying their best and you can see they're trying. You have to be reasonable. Yeah, true, because enyewe kama unajua kuna mahali ziko umsaidie. Hata yeye afurahi kuishi kwa hiyo nyumba ikikaa. Hata yeye angefurahi angekuwa nyumba apate iko plastered na iko na floor.
That's true. So I agree. We need to be reasonable. And we need to stop. Unajua kuna msikathi hizo vitu zote umetaja atafanyiwa. Atapewa nyumba, atapewa gari, atapewa play school, atapewa. So the problem is where we compare.
Everyone's journey is personal.
Because kaa fulani pale hivyo wakaeka nyumba, wakaeka curtains, wakanunua gari, wakafanya. Then wewe unaniambia je wewe mwanaume wangu huwezi fanya hizo vitu?
Hajakataa kufanya, amekwambia tupange. Hajakataa kufanya. You see, in principle hajakataa. All these are good things. But let's face it. Like I've said, utamuua, utammaliza.
Ubaki peke yako.
Na
bado huwezi jifanyia.
No, huwezi jifanyia. So we are partners in this. Once you understand your partners, you discuss your priorities. Especially if you find a partner who's very honest. You know, actually they disarm you. Unashinda okay, sasa yeye ameniambia point.
Na ni ukweli. Actually, by the way, I think hiyo ni siri moja ya men. If you're very honest, if you're very I think hiyo ndo unakubali. Because the problem is you say hauna, kesho unatoa. So you're lying to me.
Kuna kale ka aspect pia lazima kumanage.
No,
if ka aspect kumanage. Yeah, kuna ka aspect kumanage. Because this is the same man you expect him to provide present, to have savings, to think about the future. You see, him is not thinking just about today. He's thinking about the future. Kesho nikiamka, siko watu wangu watakuaje? Familia yangu itakuaje? Yes, familia yangu itakuaje? Okay, they also don't know how to operate in any other way. Most of them, because that is how biologically they are. Lazima kuwe na stress. Mwanaume lazima mpate problem ya kusolve.
So pressure lazima.
Sasa anaamka kwenda wapi?
Lakini
but lazima akumanage. Si akona shati hapa
kuna shon.
Well, that doesn't dry. You see, when a man sees this, anaona in family, kesho nisipoamka kutaendaje?
And those are the few, because we still have those who run away from their kids. We hata afikiri future kama amemwacha akatoroka.
So you find someone who thinks like that, someone who values their family. It means the world to them. Then usivunje huyo mtu mkono na mguu by being unreasonable.
Unatetea boy child. Umetumwa. Kwani umetumwa?
Sijatumwa. What I'm saying is true. It's what I've learned over the years. It's at the end of the day ni mtu wako, and especially when you're friends. Utangoja. Jifunze kungoja. Priorities.
Juzi nimelearn kuna kitu inaitwa wife allowance. Girlfriend allowance. Mimi kusema kweli, if he's watching ningependa wife allowance. Sijawahi pata wife allowance.
Mimi hata nita backdate hizo miaka zote.
15 years wife allowance.
Backdate.
But here's the thing. Sasa wewe unapata wife allowance?
Akisina. Ya vile akupewa alafu ndio nagawa. Sasa zingine unajua mwanaume anagawa inafika mwisho anakupesa anakuachia problem wewe gawa juu pesa igawiki. Hiyo ndio allowance.
Ugawe ufanye nini? Ulipe bills?
Sisi sometimes anakupatia ndio ugawe because amejaribu.
No, kuna ile wife niliona ni ile yako ya what do you want every month. Like it is your money, si ya kufanyia kitu kingine.
So have you agreed that for example, you'd like something and then he says, you know what, because sina hiyo pesa mara moja to distribute in months.
Your husband is a Kikuyu. I think ndio maana tuelewi wife allowance. Na girlfriend allowance. Tungekuwa na kina Okuyu.
Na akikupacha nikwambie you will eat into it. I'm telling you, ayikupe. Before you know it umetoa. Hakuna.
But imagine it's good for those who get it.
It's good if you can get it and that's how your relationship works. But it is fine.
But does it okay, well, it's a good thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. But when I'm paid wife allowance, si hapo nafanya kazi ya maana sana. I am a better wife than Celestine.
You see, for example, I'm thinking about it in a way that he's gotten a job out of the country, he's an expatriate. So then you reach an agreement where he's beginning, come with me. You've left your job, a well-paying job, your career. So whatever you are being paid
makes sense. I'll pay you.
I'm thinking about it in that way.
That makes sense.
That would make sense.
That makes
so that
sense.
means you leave everything, your job, and ready to follow him. And then he says, sometimes even utaitisha alafu after 2-3 months
utajipanga tu utarudisha
hiyo pesa. Si bado ni mfuko
ni if for those who put it in one basket, but there are those who don't cut it.
And if that's how it works and you need to have that's fine.
Though me, I love it in one basket. Wacha nione ni hiyo honest. Wacha tunione tu ni enye yako tu na hii. Hata mimi nitatulia.
But see, now that's your relationship. So when someone says house allowance, don't think it's everyone should have. So what you say comparison. Everyone's relationship is different.
Basta boy child tunawakimbizanga sana. Alipe nyumba afanye hivi tena nipatie allowance.
Zingine ukikaa sana kwa hiyo nyumba bila plaster, afu muoneshe tu utakula vumbi, yeye inafika pale na mshtua kidogo. Mtoto anagonjeka kila saa, ananunua antibiotics mpaka saa anaona badala vis-a-vis kwa plaster, pesa inaenda kwa dawa. So unajua pia kuna
unamtingisha
kidogo, lakini usimalize.
Mkitingisha mzima ni sisi tulisema mtingisha.
Okay, simalize.
But yeah, you need to keep them on your toes
to an extent. And because unajua mtu wako, you know when your person is being honest, when your person is slacking, and at the end of the day you remember your vision, where you're going. So you know how to balance. When nisema ni mtu wako,
you know how to handle it. You'll know what to do. Yeah, but it's good. It is very, very good when you have someone with a vision. Na sisemi wenye hawana, like even you unaweza kuwa wewe ndio uko nayo, but unajuanga venye utampelekea itoke kwake.
Unajua kutable, nimesema usemi ati plaster iko overdue. Unashinda tu kienda get root. Anapanda tu utomsilzo. Unajua ni joy plaster, hii nyumba vumbi imezidi.
Ataeka tiles.
So huku know how to.
Na akieka tiles atafurahia, next time atapaka rangi. Ataona
what? Tiles wageni wakuja mwambie, na umeendelea nyumba inakaa vizuri, na kwambia next time anaeka wallpaper.
But I am happy that Kathy had like hizo beginnings. Na sisemi ni kila mtu anzia hapo.
Si lazima.
Wewe unaweza anza na hiyo list. Tunasema it's impossible. Wewe unaweza anza na hiyo list, which is a good thing because we don't want vumbi. Hatutaki kila mtu aanze na vumbi.
But let's be realistic. Look at statistics. It is only 1%.
Yeah, not
it's
many.
Only 1%.
Not many.
So if you're most probably likelihood 70% or 8%, you wouldn't be among the 1%.
So you weigh your situation.
Weigh your situation. And your priority. Si mzee analeta pesa, umuonele pesa imeletwa na unataka mtoto aende shule nyingi inakula 90% of that amount.
Yeah. Sijunania kwa huko comparison. Si sasa wewe unataka umpeleke shule gani?
Na ukimpeleka huko hizo determinant factor ndio atashikanisha kwa class. So don't stretch to a point then you strain the relationship, because finances are a very big part of the relationship.
But having also the men having that ego, I feel like it's a good thing. As much as we hate to say it, but it's kuna ile inakuanga too much, haizitoa sahani kwa meza.
Not even that. Kuna ile pia akikosa ajui kuomba. Unajua pia if you are low on cash, si hata whisper to a friend of yours akusaidia ama uniambie.
But many men don't know how to borrow.
No, it's only to a certain level. You know, there's an ego now, it borders on stupidity. Now your family will sleep hungry.
Oh, that one you'll have to borrow.
And also you're not borrowing for free.
You'll pay. But but do you know funny things? Siku hizi naona nikaa hii generation ingine ego kidogo imepotea.
To a point too, like me, I tell my boys, they are basics. Kuna vitu sitakubali. So see, it's also, you're a product of your environment. It's the values and where he's come from. So even as parents, we play a part.
Whether you have big boys.
Yes, I mean, kuna wa baba na wa mama.
Yeah, because generation yetu kidogo ka ego. Well, it's because we are forcing them to do things that.
But you see, you mentioned it earlier, but where you came from, you expected a man who does 1, 2, 3. So you see, two people here met.
Yes.
The same values, or they share majority of their values. So it was easier
to move on. So when you meet na mingi hazikubali, like 40% is not 40% is
place. Unasema baba yako alitembea na kiatu imeangalia hivi, like food on the table. He also comes and he values his family, he values providing. So no, we don't have much to argue about. It's just at what, okay, I'll provide a house. What level? But nyumba utakuwa nayo. Hata kama haina plaster, haina tile, nyumba you'll have a roof over your head.
Because I think that was the one thing he was worried about. Food, like roof,
basics,
like shelter.
Basics.
And I think that's the one reason alifanya tuingia hapo. Juu even him hiyo ilikuwa value. But now my nini is with time, I feel like in marriage with time it's like you develop a thick skin. Mimi nakaa hivi naona mtu akikasirika juu ya ati ya kufanya ati hajanifanya. Oh God, nasema guy akina nilitoka huko. Gone are the days ningekasirika angekosa kunipeleka tao na najua kudrive.
Akupeleke aje na akudrive?
Nipeleke tao twende pamoja.
Hatujawahi. It depends on how you say the relationship.
Si natarajia, I see people being taken by their husbands wanashinda na yeye. Like I expected back then. Tunashinda na yeye hapa.
Oh, you know maybe why? Because you dated from the time you were in college.
Oh yeah, so things change.
But if you meet an adult who has their own life, has work, there's no expectation of tutanipeleka town na correct kayo. You met him with 4 children, he has to. We don't even fight about such things. So it depends also the phase you met and where someone was in life.
Yeah, we met in college. Tulikuwa tunashinda pamoja
sahani. College mko na time, nyinyi students. Mnaweza peleka na town.
Kwa line ya chakula kwa nyuma yangu niko hapa na sahani. So that was the kind of life.
Akupeleke town na jina anatafuta. Kwa upande akitafuta na huku upande unatafuta. Sasa hata utaki akupeleke juu atakustop from doing your things.
Tashindoke marakisha turudi home. But you see with time, and that's what I'm saying, na feelingi kasa aki kuna vitu haziwezi, like the last thing ya ati umekataa kunipeleka ati function, ati we go with for why? Unataka kubaki ukilima? Lima. Mimi nimetaka kwenda sherehe, wacha niende sherehe.
Finding the balance and picking your battles. Pick your battles. You can't fight about everything. Okay, unataka atafute, si ndio? Na kila siku, you see when you fight, it reduces productivity. Kila siku ni kusolve issues, ni kufuria. Tunaenda kutafuta saa ngapi? When is your mind going to be open enough to think about ideas, to go look for money? Kila siku tumekasanya tuongeleshane.
Na sasa inasema with time. With time, I feel like with time, because hata kitambo ilikuwa kila wiki tuko na kesi. Sasa hata miezi hata hakuna like
kesi sasa ni kuulizana what is the return on investment yako. So you see, as you get older, you pick your struggles, you have the basis. Tunapendana, we are together, we have that sorted. Now let's go and conquer the world.
Which is a good problem.
It is a good problem.
Which is like a very, very good problem. But see ati nasema ati for everyone with time, because there are problems that would change.
Yes.
Even with time. Like unaweza sema with time, msema sema okay with time ataacha kunichapa.
No, that's very different. We're talking about finances, and when your relationship, your friends, and you formed your balance. Now, then the issue is not about love, romance. We've already that's sorted. So now we go to the next level.
Yeah.
So we're talking about someone here who the relationship is working. They are friends. They have a common interest, common goals, common values, common priorities.
But now what are you telling that person who wako na hizo vitu zote? They have everything common nini. But things somehow zinakataa kati.
Zinakataa financially, emotionally. Lazima separate. Things zinakataa in general. Kila kitu hezi kataa.
Nini nakataa? Kuna tu vitu hazi work out.
Emotionally, socially, financially.
Emotionally ziko sawa. Socially zimekubaliana. Tuseme tu financial, especially now. Financially. Because now you see we are talking of a 70% that will move in kwa flow haina nini. There's another huge percent that might take really long. See ati they will never. But they feel like, especially the wife, now that you're talking about husbands, and I feel like, no, Kathy, no. Hizi vitu zote unasema, I am realistic, he's a visionary, we have the same priorities, but manzi inakataa.
That's hard. Then you decide as a woman, if financially, economically, it's so succeeding, why don't you try it out yourself and take that responsibility and say, let me try it out. Let me guide and lead this ship when it comes to finances.
You as the woman?
Yes. If you see, at the end of the day, God is not unfair. Ni watu ya William
amwezi kataa. Basi hapo ndarudi kwa ile point ya ego. Familia ngapi umeona the woman leading, na sisemi it is impossible, but wapi umeona mwanamke akiwa hapa na mwanaume akiwa hapa?
Hapo ndio unaleta wisdom. And looking back, it's not like our mothers didn't have the money.
Oh, they did.
They did. But they knew how to balance that. When do you unajua mtu wako? Unajua to what extent? You see, the same way you say men have ego in terms of money, we also have ego in terms of title. As women. So hata yana kwa accommodate. So ni...
But umeona kadhaa? Like umeona...
I think I've seen enough. Maybe because of Mike is older than me and his older generation. I've seen a few.
And see, when it's hard to point. I am sorry to say.
Like I said, it's a few. It's a few.
I am sorry to say tunaingilia sisi wa mama. But it's hard to find where... I'm not saying they are not there again. Disclaimer, they are there. But it's hard to find a family that the wife is the one who is doing it all. Then the husband is hata ego yenye tumesema ya mzee itamaliza. If his things are not working out, at some point utafeel tu mzee kuna venye ana feel. Ati maybe analipa rent, analipa school fees kidogo.
But unajua kuna wengi hapa nje ni unatafuta unampeni yana analipa. So it's your secret.
Oh, so that's why we don't know. Kuna story ingine nilisikia. Ile kuna ingine nilisikianga like a time ago nakumat. The old nakumat. Hiyo nakumat card ikifika time ya kulipa wameshop husband na wife. But ikifika time ya
points.
Card ya like you are paying actually bank card, hiyo visa kuswipe. Wife anapitishia hazi.
But you see, even looking back, sometimes I look back and depending on personality and depending on, you find sometimes maybe our own mothers were more financially or career-wise more aggressive than the man. But nenda kwa babangu nalilia bike, mamangu anampatia pesa anunue, yeye ndo analeta kwa nyumba. So it worked according to them. It was their secret. ufukuzwe shule,
which is a good
you
thing.
guys, that's what I'm saying, it's personal. Ufukuzwe
personal.
shule, anacho ufukuzwe shule 2 days anampatia huku. Every relationship works different.
True.
Every relationship works different. That's why don't compare.
Yeah.
Whatever works for you works for you. And as much as women not say that or people talk, when do unajua?
Wewe tu ndo unajua. Hiyo kiatu kwenye nakufinya.
And everyone has different priorities. A woman, maybe your priorities is financially for a man to provide. There's someone, their priorities is not that.
I don't want you to provide for me.
No, you can, but it's not a deal breaker.
And if you don't,
it's not a deal breaker of the relationship.
No, but me, I want you to provide.
I have no secret. You provide.
Me too.
I have no shame in saying it. It's different priorities.
I feel like that's the only thing. When I was coming for a husband, I wanted to feel safe, like security. Nataka mtu, the same way. Nataka nikisikia niko na, yani provision. Nataka nikishindwa nikikugeukia hivi, you have a solution.
Ukiniambia hakuna, tumeisha.
Hata utapiga nduru.
Tumeisha. Wewe ujui nikwambia sijui, sina. Sijui. You have low, high and lows, that's fine. That's okay. Because that's part of life. But ujui kabisa. And even as again, confirmed. You've slept and thought about it. Pia leo ujui.
Yeah, because as a lady, hizo ndo tunataka. Security, provision, na si ati ya kupewa. Like just me and my family to feel safe, tuko sawa. Kwanza the thought that if this thing does not work, baba Tuki atafanya kitu. Like hiyo tu najua definitely he will do something.
He'll take action.
That's it.
Hata kama hakuna school fees ataenda shule, aongeleshe mwalimu, amwambie nitalipa installments. So you what you are doing, you'll be the one coming to ensure the installments zimelipo for him to keep his word.
Yeah, that's it from us. But now before we wrap it up, Kathy, there's Josie, you've had a very beautiful event. I had a chance to watch it on YouTube. And it was lovely. So I have viewers wa mama niko na wengi.
Mimi mmoja wao.
So hapo kwa women empowerment, like ningependa tu just a few things to our fellow women. Because sisi tuko resilient, tunapambana. Hiyo story unasema ya simiti, kuna msi yako na story ingine extra.
Yes.
Yeah.
You think that was the nini, but the someone
kuna mwingine. Yeah. So just a few like empowering words.
Hakuna mtu apendi mtu anajipenda.
Oh, nice.
Hakuna mtu apendi kuona mtu anajipenda. Because then he didn't come to my life to complete me. When you're married, it's individual. Tunatana kwa barabara, two strangers. Now I have to work on myself. I have to put myself first. I can't give what I don't have. And I do it out of experience. It's what I did. I went into a relationship. I got married very young. And in African society, women sacrifice and give everything. At the end of the day, you get resentful. I sacrificed. Nilivumilia. No one asked you. So even as you're giving, remember to give back to yourself. And I think many women, just as they don't admit, at some point you realize you lost yourself. Where is Kathy? Where is Kathy the girl? Where is Kathy the friend? Where is Kathy the auntie? And he's seen me going through these phases, as I've seen him also going through his phases as a man. So for me to reach that point where I realized he's not the one who requested me to sacrifice. He can't do it for me. I have to do it for myself. So one day I looked at myself and said, who is that person looking at you across through the mirror? And I just decided, you know what? I'm going to focus on myself, which was 9 years of kujisahau. And I've never turned back. I have no qualm saying, I can't. Wageni wanakuja, pika, siwezi. There's no point of me doing it, sacrificing, nichoke. Juni nakuja kucomplain, nateta na complain.
Na hiyo siwezi na follow. Is it followed up by why?
Yes.
Oh, si ati siwezi.
Siwezi ile ati unakata.
Oh, like this has just a reason.
Today I had this and nimechoka. And also the priority is not a must, it's not a do or die. Everyone loves someone who puts themselves first, because then you don't depend on him for everything. The pressure on him is a lot. Unamwambia, I've given you all this as sacrifice, now give me all. It will never be enough.
True.
So that's why I always talk about knowing that you yourself complete yourself first, then he comes and compliments you.
We have so many women ni mashindano, like doing so much, which is I don't know whether they're torn in between being the best mother or being the best wife or doing the best for their kids, and that's where we forget about ourselves.
Watoto wa Mungu. They just came through me, not for me. Hata wako na Mungu wao mwenye aliwaumba.
Hautawakufia.
Hapana, I'm dying for no one.
But you see, most ni traditional. Ni traditional. Mama atajipiganisha juu chini juu ya familia. Like utajigonganisha. The same way we have husbands who can't eat chakula za house girl. So unajipiganisha, natoka hii shoot na rap 6. Nitapanda pikipiki nikapikie mzee. Nitaenda hiyo Thika Road na pikipiki.
Unaweza ipika Sunday the whole week, kama ni hivyo basi ya warm. Nichukue siku moja ya wiki.
Haezi warm huyo.
Sasa unajua tena itabidi pia yaamue tutai.
Huyo mzee haezi warm.
Hata warm. Si nataka chakula yangu ya mkono yangu. And I batch cook. Alafu warm.
But even batch cooking utafanya for how long?
Sorry. You see priorities. You see like different phases you grow. Hata yeye inafika pale na realize.
Yeah.
That's why friends growing together, understanding even his idea of what a wife is, your idea of what a husband is. And then mnakutana katikati. What are our priorities? Kama amekula. Kule alikulia, kama alikulia hapa kwangu ilimpata hapa, ama ilimpata kule alikulia alishiba.
Yeah, but the bottom line is don't kill yourself.
Don't kill yourself.
Because especially uko kuna tu watu bado wako huko wanajiua.
Live a realistic life. Live a realistic life. Anyone who lives a realistic life, au need hata kuambiwa vitu zingine. And that's why as much as the social media and pressure, you choose to live an unrealistic life. For you to imagine that kila siku anakula chakula ya nyumbani, hiyo uliona wapi?
Kwa baba yetu.
Alikuwa anadanganya tena kula alishashiba.
Angekosa kukula yenye imepikwa na mama.
But you see, that's maybe most of the time. But there were times she wasn't there. And also maybe your mother enjoyed to cook. And those were their days. She also had the time.
Do you feel like history ya kusemanga that was back in the day? Tunajipata tuna change vitu mingi sana.
Because also you're living your reality. It was her reality. Is it your reality?
No. So tusijimalize.
Okay, sasa umeenda. Atoa niwe maiti. Si umejimaliza umeisha. Then
and if you don't love yourself pia kuna venye itaonekana.
You can't give what you don't have. So it's also like said maturity, time.
Yeah,
maturity. Where you are in life, growing together, understanding your priorities.
True.
Kuna phase priority ni mapenzi, phase nyingine ni ya kupeleke town, phase nyingine ni tujenge nyumba, phase nyingine mtoto asome.
Phase nyingine please baki tuko umelala na kuja.
Phase nyingine ni to travel, phase nyingine ni sasa tushikane tupelekane chuo, kila mtu akona blood pressure, diabetes. Phase nyingine tu ni marafiki.
True. So self-love.
Self-love is important. Self-love is important. And for me, it's a reality. It happened to me and I had to fall in love with myself again step by step.
Like every day you love yourself.
No pressure. Chukua mtoto shule, msome storybook, no pressure. Atakuwa tasi tulikuwa.
Ukiweza soma. Usipo usijimalize.
Chira sisi tulikuwa.
But you know this time we are being told in sahi parenting yetu try to vitu mingi watu wengi wanapitia sahi ni upbringing yetu venye ilikuwa. So sahi tuna try to change kiasi.
Only to what you can, not to kill yourself.
Yeah, true. Hatutaki kujimaliza. We are trying.
And you can do all that na bado mtoto. Atakuwa kile anataka.
But unaweza mchange akakuwa kitu kingine.
Mimi niko na young adults. At the end of the day, you do the best you can.
You do your best.
You do your best.
You do your best.
Yeah, pia naamua atafanya kile nataka.
Mimi sikusoma story but siku hizi najaribu nasoma story.
Mimi sikusomea na sikusomeana lakini
yeah, but do you. Bottom line is do you. Jota historia alituambia tusomea nange. Okay, ni teacher anasema okay, it's good.
I'm a kindergarten teacher by profession, and it's important that your child learns storytelling, for them to learn words from the environment, so it's not forced down their throat, you know. Actually, as you're reading for them the story, you are the one who dictates what value you want them to learn. So you can teach through the storybooks. If you can't do it, so ingine tukisoma tuko na wengi, nitasomea wewe ndio kwa hiyo room, niende nisome ule mwingine, sasa. Na niko na watoto wa 6. Sasa sisomei wote, mjisomee. So there's also some dynamics. What works for you? Do you? Ndio hiyo nasema. Amaandika mtu amsomee wasome na msichana wa kazi. Whatever you can.
Yeah. Don't do what Kathy is saying.
Ati ujue.
Do you? Yes. What you can. And love yourself. I love that for the women, because women, we have a lot going on. Mostly we will forget ourselves. So love yourself more. Usijimalize. We want you. Watu wanakutaka sana. With or without the story.
Na wanakuja wakienda. Sasa hata hawako.
Wanapita.
Back to na mtu wako.
So guys, that's it from us today. Yeah. Kathy amewaambia please love yourself. In case you want to hata waambie wakuje image consultation.
It's part of loving yourself. When you feel nice, you look good, you feel nice.
Yes.
For all of us, it's not even to do. Even I have men. It's just that men consulting them is easier. But when you look good, you feel good. So image consultation is not just how you look, but also 360 inside. Mentally fit. Unaweza nunua all the clothes in the world, na kama ndani uko sawa,
hautafeel poa.
Utafeel vizuri.
Yeah, so love yourself, guys.
Love yourself.
And,
put yourself first.
Yes, and be realistic. Tumesema vitu mingi, but do what works for you. Yes, not for what we've said. Thank you so much, Kathy.
Thank you for having me. I hope it was insightful.
It was, of course, coming from you. Najua hatujasikia sana about you. She will come back again. We want to talk about there's a lot more to talk about. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. See you next week for our next episode. Bye.